Samsung may have just spoiled its own launch, not through a leaker, not through blurry prototype photos, but through its own software. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. One UI 8.5 quietly revealed images of what look like the final designs for all three Galaxy S26 models. And if that's true, we're looking at the next generation of Samsung flagships months before we were supposed to. It's rare to see a leak this clear and this official looking, especially when it's coming directly from Samsung's backyard. So why does this matter? Because design says a lot about a company's strategy. When a phone looks different, it usually means priorities have shifted, maybe in cost, maybe in branding, maybe in how Samsung wants its premium devices to be recognized at a glance. And in this case, it seems like Samsung is doubling down on a unified look across its lineup, from budget to ultra. Some people will see that as consistency. Others will see it as the Ultra losing its identity. But before we jump to conclusions, let's break down what exactly changed. Inside the One UI 8.5 build, images were discovered showing three devices labeled under the code names M1, M2, and M3. If you've been following previous leaks, those line up perfectly with the S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra. The base models, S26 and S26 Plus, both show a vertical camera island with three lenses in a clean, minimal stack. That matches early renders we've seen floating around the internet. But this time it's different. It's not rumor graphics or fan concepts, it's Samsung's own software hinting at what's coming. Then there's the Ultra, same stacked camera layout, but with two additional sensors next to the main island. At first glance, it looks familiar. Almost too familiar, more like something you'd expect from Samsung's mid-range lineup than its headline flagship. That's where the controversy starts. Fans loved the distinct floating lens design of previous Ultras. It stood out. You could spot that phone instantly. Now, with the S26 Ultra adopting a unified camera island similar to the Galaxy A series, the S25 Edge, and even the Z Fold 7, the premium identity starts to blur. Is that a bold move or a step backward? Samsung seems to be chasing branding consistency, something Apple and Google have already mastered, but in their own ways. Apple uses different bumps and plateaus to distinguish standard from pro. Google uses the camera bar as an unmistakable signature. Samsung, on the other hand, is appearing to go for one style across the board, one look for budget, mid-range, and ultra. That will make the lineup instantly recognizable, but it also risks flattening the hierarchy. If the most expensive Samsung phone looks like the cheap one, what visually justifies the price gap? Of course, design isn't everything. Specs, camera quality, silicon, AI integration, all of that will matter more when we actually get hands-on with these phones. But first impressions matter, and Samsung knows this. That's why this leak feels important. It's not just an aesthetic reveal. It's a glimpse into how Samsung wants its Galaxy brand to evolve over the next few years. Maybe the Ultra doesn't need to look aggressive or separate anymore. Maybe Samsung is betting that performance and software experience will carry the premium feel, not the silhouette of the camera hump. Or maybe this is a transitional phase, the moment before Samsung introduces a radically different Ultra design later down the line. For now, we only have the visuals, and they're sparking real debate. Personally, I think the unified look has potential, but it has to be executed carefully. A flagship should feel premium even before you power it on. If you place the S26 Ultra on a table next to a Galaxy A series phone, the average person shouldn't struggle to tell which one costs twice as much. Right now, based on these leaked renders, that distinction feels softer than ever. Still, it's hard to judge without holding the phone, seeing the finishes, feeling the materials, and understanding how the camera layout plays with the rest of the hardware. Samsung might surprise us, or it might prove critics right. Either way, this leak forces a conversation, one that Samsung probably didn't intend to start yet, and that's what makes it interesting. It's rare to see a flagship's design spoiled not by insiders, but by the company's own code. Unless something changes last minute, what we saw in One UI 8.5 is likely the real deal. So the question now is simple. Did Samsung just take a confident step toward a unified identity, or did it blur the line between premium and mainstream a little too much? The Galaxy S26 lineup is shaping up to be clean, minimal, and visually consistent. But whether that's a strength or a compromise depends on how you feel about a flagship that blends into the family instead of standing above it. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.